Good morning. Today is September 11th, so we figured we should start the podcast a little different today, just to pay our respects and remember what happened, the tragic events of 18 years ago. We just wanted to give a quick moment of silence for the just under 3,000 people that were killed 18 years ago today. All right. Now we're going to go back to the normal podcast. We just thought it would be appropriate to. We thought it was necessary to mention it. So yeah.
All right. So now back to our fun-filled, energetic podcast.
Everybody.
Just a quick question about it.
Go ahead.
That my last period teacher brought up. Do you feel like as connected to it as the people that were there?
No, we were talking about this A period. It's different for us because we weren't alive when it happened. But
like when teachers talk about it, like this is how he put it. When teachers talk about it, are you just like, oh, whatever, stop talking about it? Like we hear about this every year, or do you actually care?
I actually care, but obviously I don't care as much as somebody who was there. I mean, there was an announcement at school this morning where the woman was talking about it, she started crying. Like she broke up and
see, my A period teacher plays obnoxious music during announcements, so I missed that, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah. Well, yeah. She was talking about it, and she mentioned how many people died, and she got choked up and started crying, and it made me realize, like, this hits so much harder for the people who saw it.
Right.
The people that knew people that died, or
like someone put it like the people, which I disagree with. I'll tell you how I feel about it, but he was like, we found out the same way just a couple years later, which I don't like. The people who turned on the TV and then saw the second one happen. That's way different than us watching a video knowing we're about to watch planes fly into a building.
Yeah.
We can expect it.
Yeah, I mean, for them,
it was. They were going to turn the TV on too.
For them, it was an attack. It was a tragedy. Because, like you said, that they were witnessing people dying. They were witnessing a horrible historic event happen. And for us, it's just history. You know, it's like learning about Pearl Harbor. I mean, it's horrible, and we wish it never happened, but it doesn't hit us as hard because we weren't around.
Right. And then the second thing he said was, if let's say TSA had a slip up one day and they let someone with box cutters on the plane, would it be different since we know what happened? Would like more people get up and do something about it? Like what happened on Flight 93?
Sure.
Oh yeah, 100%.
All right, say 9/11 never happened. Do you think?
No. If 9/11 had never happened,
and someone said if it didn't,
I think at this point we would have.
They said something worse would happen.
I don't think. I don't think it would be no security. At least at this point.
Yeah, I mean, there's always been airport security, but definitely not at the level we have now. Although, honestly, TSA is just there as a preventative measure. They don't really do anything. They're just there to scare away terrorists.
And then my teacher also brought up something I didn't know. Did you know there was a flight marshal on every flight with a gun? I did not know that.
Yep. Sometimes there's like 2 or 3 on the flight.
I just watched the new movie that's on Netflix with Steve Carell. You know, it's like Get Smarter or something.
Yeah,
and he's on a flight, and he gets cuffed by the flight marshal.
Yeah, what happens if he shoots a window on accident?
Like the windows are so thick.
Yeah.
All right, because the people in my class were concerned that the gun on a plane cabin isn't the best thing.
Yeah, but what's he supposed to use?
They were thinking a taser or like a pellet gun.
A pellet
gun was their answer.
Yeah, because I'm sure the terrorist who's there to die is going to be like, oh God, he's got a pellet gun. I better watch out.
I think a taser might. He probably has a taser on him, but
let's say he does shoot a window and it breaks. They can just plug it up. I mean, this happened on a flight. A couple months ago, a window broke off and a woman was sucked out, but then they were able to block it up and they were able to make an emergency landing.
James, is that a true story?
That's a real.
I could just have a hard time picturing a woman fly out of a small airplane window.
Well, obviously it broke open a little more from the pressure of everything being sucked out, but
did she just like fold up? Probably should make a joke.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking like, come on, Chris,
we can leave this topic.
But yeah, no, I mean. Obviously, they wouldn't give them guns if it wasn't the best option.
It's true. I just thought it was an interest. I just had a question about it because I had no clue.
Yeah, I mean, if it were up to me, they'd have samurai swords.
All right, we'd train samurais on every flight.
Imagine that. You just see some guy getting on with a samurai sword, and you're like, "Oh, you're an air marshal." He's like, "No, I just have it. It's my carry-on."
Well, did you hear about a few years ago? An old woman was getting on a flight, and she had her cane with her that she's been using forever.
She was hit by a bus.
Well, no, but she was like she was going through TSA, and they like took her cane from her, and they were like, we figured out how to use the sound effects today, so that's what that was. But no, she was going through TSA, and they like took her cane from her because it was a samurai sword, and she like never knew it. She was just using it. She was using it as a cane, and
I feel like this would have been a good one after James said the lady fell out of the plane.
Jesus, Chris. Oh my gosh.
You guys are reckless.
All right, we can go back to anything else now.
All right. Well, Josh, you had a good topic about AB.
Yeah. Can we come back to that though? Because I really have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Did you guys see that Demaryius Thomas was traded by the Patriots?
Traded for a 6th round pick.
Draft pick. You know, I'm not very well versed in football. Is that a good pick?
No.
Doesn't seem like a good pick.
I mean, Bill Belichick makes, Tom Brady was a 6th round pick.
Yeah, he makes money moves with those picks.
And pretty much Edelman was either undrafted or a late pick. Do you know?
Kevin, do you know?
Yeah, late pick. Yeah. So he's known to find talent in the later rounds, but I think they could have got more for Demaryius Thomas.
I know. I thought that was a little weak. I mean, I'd be pretty pissed if I got traded for just a 6th round draft pick. I mean, it's kind of disrespectful.
I mean, he's not the same Demaryius Thomas he was when Peyton Manning was throwing 55 touchdowns a year in Denver, but I mean, he's still solid.
Yeah, he's still a good receiver.
Number 2 wideout for a team like the Jets. Number 1 is Robbie Anderson.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a just spectacular pickup for the Jets, who, as we know, are a contending team. They're very good.
And after that, Bill Belichick has made a trade to every team in the league except the Patriots. I saw that.
But Chris, he can't trade to the Patriots. He works for them.
Obviously. I'm just saying he had never traded to the Jets. I'm pretty sure. I heard a stat like that, but I don't know.
Interesting.
So
that's kind of neat.
This one's for Bill. Proud of you, buddy.
What's a rim shot?
I also heard that this is like a reason they're just going so hard right now is because they think this is the last chance with this team. So go for it and go for the 19-0.
I think so.
Because like McCourty's might be retiring, Hightower, Brady. I mean, it's a real possibility that this team is like a shell of itself next year.
Oh, for sure.
I mean,
Patriots. If Brady retires, they're gonna start a giant rebuild. Oh, yeah. I can't wait for the Patriots to rebuild. I think it's gonna be really neat. I don't think there's ever gonna be.
I mean, they won't be too bad if they use their option on Antonio Brown, bring him back, and have him as the number 1 option or number 2, considering what Edelman and Gordon do after the season for Jarrett Stidham. You could develop nice with a talented wideout like that who just needs to get his head screwed on correctly.
But would that be the best option, really? I mean, because when Brady's the heart of that team. Brady's the heart and soul of that team. So when he retires, is he really? I mean, is the team's not going to be the same when we know that, but
I'm more concerned for when Bill Belichick retires. I think that's a scary thought.
Oh, for sure, but it's gonna be like the Spurs after Tim Duncan. They're still a good team, but it would do them a lot better if they were able to rebuild. So I'm excited to see that when the Patriots rebuild, if they rebuild, because when is there gonna be another Tom Brady? Is he ever gonna get drafted to the Patriots? Is the next Tom Brady gonna be on a team like the Broncos or the Bears, or who could he go? Because we don't know if there's gonna be another Tom Brady even while Bill Belichick is coaching.
I think. By the way, I'm back from the bathroom. I think there will be rebuilding in the future, but it's going to be without Brady or Bill Belichick.
Brady?
Oh, well, of course it's going to be without Brady. As soon as he retires, I think that's when they start the
might be.
But I think it's going to be without Bill Belichick, too.
It's very possible Tom Brady goes to a different team next year. Very possible.
Wow.
Don't rule that
I don't think so.
What is Tom Brady worth in a trade?
No, he's a free agent next year.
But so you think another team? You think he's not going to resign with paid? He seems like the kind of guy who tries to stay with one team for the rest of his career.
I think he'd like to try and win without Bill Belichick, but I don't think Rob Kraft would ever let that happen.
What do you mean, like they blackball him out of the league?
No, he's like.
Yeah, but where would he go?
Bill wants to win without Tom. Tom wants to win without Bill. So he's like, all right, go do whatever you want. And Robert Kraft is like, no, give him whatever he wants money wise, and give him another year. He's retiring a Patriot. Everything he's doing is a Patriot.
Interesting. Oh,
yeah. All right.
That's an interesting take. But
I've never really thought about that one before.
Listen to Felger and Mazel. That's how they talk about it.
I don't really buy into the whole they want to win without each other thing.
Yeah, I think they don't really.
I think that's the last thing on their legacy is that one of them has to win without the other one, and I think Bill will do it because Tom's going to retire soon.
Yeah,
and Bill will stay.
Tom doesn't.
Yeah,
Bill's.
I don't think Tom's going to go to a different team though. I don't feel like he doesn't have that energy in him left to start with a new team and
yeah. I
grow
mean, he can't. Tom's not like he's not
can't
the young
evolve to
quarterback.
fit a new
he
team.
can't. Yeah, he can't just go to like a new team and be like,
You know how
I'm
many
the
teams
starting
would take him?
quarterback. And yeah, but he can't. All those teams are
all
buns.
32 would take him, or 31.
Yeah, but a lot of those teams that would pay him the money he wants and would start him and play him the time he wants, those teams are buns. He's not going to win with those teams. But Belichick is going to win after Brady. If he even wins without Brady, it's going to be because just realistically his career can last longer because he's not destroying his body.
Yeah.
All he has to use is his mind. So as long as that stays sharp, as long as he doesn't get
if
hit
they
by a
win
car
this
and die or
year,
something.
that a lot of that defense could be gone. So Bill might not even have the chance because
That's the tough thing about winning.
This
is
defense
that
is the
half your
best
team leaves.
best it's looked in years. This defense is good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kyle Van Noy wasn't even playing last night.
Yeah, but we've seen it in the past
Or
where
Sunday night.
the Patriots or any team has won, and then half their team leaves because they are that
Win
good.
on
So
top.
they go to
That happened
Nah,
last
they're
year.
gonna
We lost
retire.
a ton of guys to the Lions. I don't know if
Dante
you guys remember
Hightower.
that.
Oh yeah, Trey Flowers, Danny Amendola, Logan Ryan. No, he's on the Titans.
Yeah, but we still
So is
lost a bunch of
Malcolm
guys.
Butler.
Um,
The Titans took more than the Lions.
But
Did you guys
anyways,
already touch on the AB story?
we did not. We left it for you.
Awesome.
I think. Go ahead. Actually, you explain.
All right,
it
so
first.
yesterday, it was his physical trainer from college, right? Accused Antonio Brown of sexual assault.
on
and-
3 different accounts. I think that's.
And
how
I
you
think
word
the
it.
timing of it is a little bit suspicious.
Oh yeah, it's sus.
As soon as he comes to the Patriots, as soon as everything else is all settled, now he's getting accused.
I think it's.
When he's made headlines before, like for negative things, but now that he's moving teams and he's like moving forward, some would say
Something very
that he's gonna
suspicious
be
about
accused.
about the whole case is that it's a civil action case, which would mean it just be a money settlement, no jail time. And I saw something. Who wouldn't want the rapist in jail? Which seems a little fishy.
Yeah.
If someone rapes you, you'd want them in jail,
I think
right?
I think I'm willing to give her a little more credit than I think you guys are. You guys seem a little suspicious of her,
I am.
and I think there's reason to be suspicious of her. But I think you guys maybe should, wait a little more for more evidence.
I think that the fact that it's that it's just money settlement is
Yeah.
enough
I've never-
evidence alone to be a little fishy.
I've never really been an Antonio Brown fan, so I'm not like trying to back him up. But I think the whole thing with him making headlines the last 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden now she's gonna come out. Like I feel
Well, and
like
the
it's a
reason it
big
might be a
thing.
money settlement is because it might be hard because it was years ago. It might be hard to prove that he did it now,
I think I'm
and it might
tired
be
of.
it's probably going to be easier to be able to. What are you doing, Chris?
I don't know. I'm
It's
tired of
probably
all
going to
these.
be easier to do it in a civil action.
I'm tired of all these cases coming out as soon as someone does something good in their life.
Yeah, I'm tired
And
of
the
people
ladies
getting
come out.
raped. Personally,
Oh, honestly,
Kinda wish
yeah,
that wouldn't
but
happen.
Well,
I mean,
I'm happy that
do something about it right when it happens, not 15 years later.
yeah, let's blame the
Yeah,
victim.
I'm glad
Let's
that-
get smart. Let's blame the victim, Chris. Good
Yep,
job.
that's what I'm gonna
I'm
do.
glad that people are coming out about this for the real cases because it's a serious issue. But like when people try and fake it or exaggerate it for their own gain, it's
That's messed up. You should
Yeah.
go to jail for that.
or like if something happens to the person that, like you know what I mean, like Antonio Brown made headlines and then she came out. Like why didn't she come
I
out?
think the timing
for-
of a lot
Well,
of these
you-
cases are suspicious.
You shouldn't be judged for coming out when you do, as long as you come out and it's true.
Yeah, or it's not exaggerated or blown up. You know what I
Because-
mean? Like they could have had a consensual relationship and she's just trying to get the money for it. You know what I mean?
But for a lot of these women, or men, it's so hard. When you get assaulted like that, it's so hard to come to terms with it and be able to say like that happened to me and be able to admit it and tell people
Yeah,
about
but
it.
why
Especially when it was someone who's famous and rich. I mean, imagine telling the world because when you accuse someone like that, it gets out into the world and everybody knows your name, everybody knows your face, and people hate you. I mean, how can
yeah,
how
but
can you
it
be able to come
happened
to
when he
terms
was
with
still
that?
in college. He wasn't that famous
Yeah,
and that
why-
rich
why-
yet. You know what I
why
mean? He
would
wasn't a
you
big
wait for-
personality.
Because it's so hard for these women.
Why is
to
it
be
easier
able
when
to-
something good happens to them? Like, why is it?
Maybe that just has no correlation, Chris. Maybe it's just
It does.
because-
It clearly does. You look at most of the cases after something big happens to them. Most of the people come out.
Maybe we should.
Why
move
does
off
it make
this
them more
topic.
comfortable? That's just. how
Maybe
I
we
feel
should move
about
off
it.
this topic.
Antonio Brown. He was accused of sexual assault. Next.
That's it. I actually want to talk about PJ Stock, who played for the Bruins for a little bit. He's not a very well-known name, but he has what I think is the best hockey fight of all time, and I think we should watch it.
Have you ever
All right.
seen?
Was it for the Bruins?
It was for the Bruins. I think if you
can't
just search up
remember his
PJ
name.
Stock fight, it should come up. It's pretty wild. Him and the dude just stand there for 30 straight seconds wailing on each other. But the funny thing about him, or the interesting thing about him, is he's like 5'9", 5'10". He's not a huge dude.
Oh,
But he would like he would
cut of a temper.
Well, he would like, look at this dude. This dude, just going at it. But this dude's like 6'2". I mean, he always fought dudes who were way bigger than him, and he would win.
We talked about this on a past podcast, but like the fighting in the NHL, look at the refs would have stopped this by now if this was today, but this was in 02. And look at them, they're just letting them go.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
but I'm pretty sure the rule is once they hit the ice, they have to break it up. But
yeah,
this is like
but
at
it's
this point you might
sustained.
want
I
to
mean,
break this up.
look how long they've been punching for. This entire time we've been talking since we started the video, they've just been fighting and fighting. I mean, that's wild.
And it's not like a brutal wrestle either. They were just holding each other and throwing punches.
They were just they had one hand on the other guy's shoulder, and then the other hand was just hitting the other dude.
Yeah. Look at everybody's cheering for it. See, this is what hockey needs to be.
I know that's what put people in the stands. Honestly, most people go to hockey to see grown men beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's barbaric, but that's what it is, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, it brings the views in, makes the players money.
Yeah, if the players are okay with getting CTE and concussions and stuff, fighting each other, sure.
And probably 90% of those fights aren't like
they're not
fuel-filled fights. You know what I mean? They're
it's not like a boxing match where they're actually really hurting each other. You know, it's just a couple
they're not
guys
actually mad at each other.
They just hit each other a couple times and they fall over, and then that's the whole fight.
And I've definitely seen hockey fights where once they're done, they like
watch this.
do a handshake and
nice
move
job,
on. Yeah,
dude,
it's like funny.
Watch how Aaron Asham just absolutely destroys this guy. I love this fight so much.
Yeah, I think there's definitely
it's filthy. It's
a place for fighting in hockey.
Yeah, it's like the only sport where there's like really a place for fighting.
Yeah, which is interesting. Because you think for a violent sport like football, they would want to integrate that.
It starts slow and then 2 punches, it's over.
Is it these two right here?
These two. Guy with the long hair, just
Pittsburgh and Washington.
Yeah, those guys with the long hair, they're trouble.
Hey.
Looks like John Wick. Watch, ready? Watch, ready.
Josh, how long's your hair now?
Wait for it.
Josh, how long's your hair
1,
now?
2, he's done.
Wow, that was...
Jeez, he dropped him.
Wow,
Oh
that
my
guy on the Washington
gosh.
team got like 8 hits in, and then the Penguins guy took 2 and just knocked him out.
Dude, that's wild.
He's bleeding, too. He gets up.
That guy,
Can we back this up a little
can't
bit?
stand up.
Look at 1, 2,
Yeah, for those at home...
3, 4, 5, 6 hits, and then it took the other guy 2.
He got his hand loose.
He got 2 more after the 6, too. He did get 8. But yeah, for those at home, this number 45 on the Penguins he's getting wailed on by this dude. Aaron Asham
is
a
bag.
And then he just stands up.
Jay Beagle's a kid that got absolutely
He just
baked.
stands up, hits the guy twice in the nose, and he's just down. He's just dropped. Brutal.
Look at that.
Oh my god.
Get staff on the ice and everything.
Since you talked about CTE,
That's a good one.
I was watching a video about Tom Brady, and the way he slammed his helmet against some of his receivers before games is concerning.
Yeah, like his touchdown celebration is to like bang heads and stuff.
Bang, like as hard as he can. Like that CT. Like look into that for CT.
I've definitely noticed that before. It used to be a big thing him and Gronk used to do. They used to headbutt. Let's look
And
it
they're
up.
both big dudes. I mean, I feel like
yeah.
Brady. People don't understand how large of a human being Brady is. He's like 6'4".
He's 6'5".
He's a big guy.
He stands in the huddle and he's taller than some offensive lineman.
Yeah, he's not
Crazy.
a small person, and he's 42. He's not in his physical prime anymore, but he's still like jacked.
Oh yeah.
He's still super strong. And no matter what height or build you are, slamming your head against someone else's head is not a good idea.
Yeah, no. Then I was watching this video. It was hospital passes, which is it's like when a quarterback leads a receiver directly into a hit that knocks him out. Some of them are bad. Like
Yeah,
right there.
No, that's nothing.
That was not a bad one,
That's
but
nothing.
he does this a lot where he just does like a lot of helmet hits.
Hold on, I'm gonna find
This was
the
a
video.
tripping one, but like, yeah, I definitely noticed that before.
Oh, it's bad. That he's gonna have severe CT if he keeps that up.
Oh yeah,
Doesn't even have to keep it up. He
Worse.
already did it.
Last year they actually were able to diagnose a case of CTE in someone who's still alive, which is
Really?
interesting. Yeah. His name was never released. I don't think the family
Was
wanted
it a
to get
football
out.
player? Or was
it was an
just a
ex-NFL
person?
player because that's I think that's the majority. It's
Yeah.
the easiest to see it in those guys because the CTE is so bad.
Mhm.
But yeah, they were able to diagnose it in a guy who played in 20, 40 years ago maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
So they usually have to diagnose those in people that are deceased,
they
right?
usually diagnose it
Like in the biopsy.
yeah in like the
This is
autopsy
sad.
and stuff.
Is it biopsy or autopsy?
I don't know really. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, like with Aaron Hernandez, I'm pretty sure they diagnosed him with CTE after he died.
Yeah,
right?
they did.
Yeah.
Yep. Which he didn't really play that long. You know, there's players that have played twice as long as he
What
did.
position did he play?
He was a
Wide
tight
receiver.
end.
I thought he was a wide receiver.
Tight end.
He was a tight end.
Interesting.
We all know what happened.
Yeah, I think a lot of that was CTE related, but then a lot of it also was.
Yeah, he was kind of a whack job.
Yeah, sadly.
So James, you said you had another story besides the hockey story, right?
I did. It was actually something my dad texted me this morning, and he said,
Oh, boy.
if we do the podcast today, he just had a 9/11 sports thing where a Red Sox fielder on 9/11 was in Tampa when the planes were, because they were playing the Rays, and so he was in Tampa. And then his son was being born when the planes hit the towers, and then they had to they couldn't get a flight back to Boston, but he still had to get back to Boston, so he had to fly back. So, yeah, I just thought it was interesting, and I thought I would note it, and I just wanted to give a shout out to my dad for helping out with the podcast and being such a fan. So
My physics teacher today was telling us that on 9/11 they grounded all the planes, obviously.
Oh yeah,
And it was like we hear planes all the time in the sky,
yeah,
and it's like white noise that we block out.
Yeah,
And
and you don't notice.
so when they ground them all, we
it's
don't notice
super
how quiet it is. And he said he was in Vermont, and it was like eerily quiet, like a movie, which is something that that'd be cool to experience.
It would
like
be neat to
no
experience.
planes
Just
in the air.
not under the circumstances, I don't think. I
Yeah.
know you didn't mean it like that.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
But yeah, it did make me wonder. Like, I wonder what that's like.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's weird.
Like, just like, what would it be like to live like that and then like come to some place like America? Like,
Yeah.
imagine.
Or I
living in a
wonder what
place
it was
with no
like once
planes.
they sent planes in the air again. I wonder what it was
I know.
like for people that.
Watch,
I mean-
watch the second one he does with Edelman right here. The first one's not bad, but
So
then
we're
he,
back to the Brady
then he
helmet hits.
grabs his. Watch, this one's not bad. Then White. Why you do that? That's not even
Yeah,
that bad.
so it's just Brady ramming his helmet into his teammates' helmets, really.
Yeah. But I see it a lot with Gronk. Like after Gronk does a spike, Brady will come up and he'll always headbutt like whoever.
But like before games, sometimes in the like, it was
Yeah.
just. I thought it was.
Yeah, it's weird.
I just want to ask you guys who you think the top 3 NBA players of all time are.
Oh, I have no opinion on this.
Well, Chris. Chris, what do you think yours are?
LeBron. Ill goat. Can you go?
Yeah. So mine are LeBron, Kobe, then MJ.
I think Kobe's overrated.
Really?
I would have said LeBron and
When
MJ if you
when
asked
I
me, but I
first-
couldn't come up with a third.
When I first told you that, Chris, you agreed with me.
Yeah, I don't agree.
What made you change your mind?
I think there's better players.
Like who?
I think I can name like
Swaggy P?
I might put Kobe top 8.
Top 8? So he's
Yeah.
number 8 in your all-time?
Yeah, probably. Because I like bigs. LeBron's obviously number 1. Maybe I really don't like Jordan, but I guess I'll put him 2.
I'd say Jordan's 3, just because I think.
Yeah, but then number 2. I feel like most people won't like my number 2.
Well, who's your number 2?
I want it to be.
Doesn't matter if
I
people
want it,
like it,
I
it's
want
just
it.
what
I
you
want it
think.
to be a big, but like, I mean, I just don't like how people will say like Jordan's the GOAT because he has rings, and it's like, well, what about Bill Russell? That's
Yeah.
like that's like
Well,
the
and
argument as
he
old as
never
time.
won
Mm.
without Pippen.
Oh my god, that's my favorite argument. And people are like, are you dumb? I'm like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, like
Like-
that's just the facts. Like he was never able to win without Pippen,
Yeah.
and that's just it. you know?
Pippen
Pippen always had a lot of.
So wait,
success
I have
without
a.
MJ.
We
I don't
talked
know.
about this earlier. We talked about the Brady and Belichick splitting up. If Brady and Belichick never win without each other, can they be the GOATs? If Michael can't be the GOAT without winning without Pippen, can
Well,
Brady
yeah,
and
because-
Belichick be a GOAT
I just
without?
think Pippen's underrated, and neither Belichick or
Well-
Brady is underrated.
I actually read this in a sports book about leadership in sports, professional sports, and Tom Brady and Scottie Pippen were both brought up, as well as Tim Duncan. This is actually where I learned my love for Tim Duncan, and it talked about how these guys are all they're pretty quiet, but they have a super strong bond with their teammates. They're great leaders on the field. They're not the best at what they do, but they are the best. You know, I don't, that doesn't really make sense, but
No, I know. I think I know what you're saying.
so like
if
Brady,
you've
Brady's
ever been
not,
on a sports team and you have that leader.
Yeah. Brady's not like throwing the no-look passes and doing all the crazy like 100-yard throws in practice and stuff, but him, Pippen, and Tim Duncan, when they left, their team stopped winning. And when Jordan left, the Bulls only lost 2 more games that season after he left. So
I think
I
So
get
in
my
order
sleep
for
last night.
in order for Jordan to be higher than what he is, he would need to
one
be
Well,
successful
that's
without
just why the rings
the
don't
team.
count, is because they had such a good leader in Pippen, who was able to. Pippen always did the gritty stuff. You know, he was getting the rebounds. He was clamping people up. He was setting screens and stuff. He did all the stuff that didn't show up on the stat sheet. Same thing with Tim Duncan. You know, he was always defending. He was always talking to guys on the bench. That's a huge part of it. I mean, and you see that with Brady, the way he's able to bond with his teammates and make them feel better after something bad happens.
If a bad drive happens, he was like, "Let's go, next drive, let's go." On the bench,
He's able.
Yeah,
They're able to make their teammates forget about that, and that's a huge part of leadership. And I think leadership is an extremely underrated quality, especially today in any sport. Because you see team captains now, they're just the popular players. You know.
The Patriots released their team captains for
there's
this
like
year,
9 of them.
and there's like 9 of them.
So
There's
many.
so many. It's ridiculous. You only need 2 or 3.
Yeah, but Brady's really the one that matters. Because and I still think he's the reason they won all their rings. Because
And I don't agree with star players becoming captains. I think it's more about experience than
Exactly.
how good you are
It's-
in that moment.
because you can
'Cause I've
be,
seen young
you can
guys
be the
be
best
named
player on your team,
captains.
but you might not be a good leader.
Yeah.
Like that's
And you might
what-
not know a lot about this, I shouldn't say know about the sport, but like know about your team. You know what I mean? Like a captain has to represent his team.
Yeah,
not
like
the
leadership
sport.
qualities are something not everyone has.
Mm.
And it takes a special person to be able to lead a team consistently to success like that. And Tom Brady, Tim Duncan, Scottie Pippen. There's a guy who played rugby who showed it, and the qualities were they were super tough guys. I mentioned like all the other stuff.
Mental
And
toughness.
they're willing to go to any length to win.
Mm.
Oh yeah,
And-
just an example in Super Bowl 51 when Tom Brady threw that 89-yard pick six. There's no way he was gonna tackle that guy, but he laid out to try and get him.
Yeah, it's the
And it's
effort.
like if you're that young guy and you're like that young defensive stud and you're watching that, you're like, my 40-year-old quarterback is willing to throw his body around for a ring after he just threw a pick. I should be willing to go out
Yeah,
there
exactly.
and give everything I have.
That's a very good point, Chris. They're setting the example
Right.
for the other guys.
And it's not. Brady knew he wasn't going to make that tackle.
Oh, yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean. But it was the effort he had to try. You
Yeah.
know what I mean. He can't just
they
let
they
it.
never gave up on
Like,
those plays.
Another one like Cam Newton in Super Bowl 50 where he got criticized because he had the fumble and then he kind of just like
stood there.
stood there, kind of like watched it happen. It's like a good leader would have dove in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Would've
people
went
think that when
after
they
it.
make mistakes, they can't help fix the mistakes. But like in a team sport, that's what your teammates are there for.
Yeah.
If you make a mistake, they're going to help you make
I
the
mean,
mistake. They're
you
not going to
see
do it
it-
for you.
You see it with guys like Kobe and LeBron. When they turn the ball over, or younger LeBron, when they turn the ball over, they rush for that block. They're trying to get the guy on the other end so they can make up for that mistake. And that's what good leaders and good players are. I don't think LeBron and Kobe are great examples of good leaders, but those are some of the qualities you need to have.
Tenacity.
Yeah, you need to be venomous. You need to be willing to give it all every single.
And there are some players like LeBron and Kobe that don't have all the aspects of leadership,
But they still have
they
some.
have some that are crucial for
Like that's
what they
what
do.
a lot of people do talk about with LeBron, is that he's a good leader and he's a good player coach kind of. He's a good floor general. But yeah, that's why I think Jordan's ring stat is a little meaningless, just because Pippen was really the captain of that
Yeah,
team.
he wasn't really the leader.
They also had and when Rodman came around, that the next
Yeah,
three
people,
that was
people
a stacked
talk about
team.
it as if it wasn't a super team.
I
Like,
know.
dude, come on.
They're like, well,
And they had
Rodman
Steve
wasn't that
Kerr,
good.
who
I'm
was-
like, Rodman
Steve-
was one of the best defensive players. Like,
Oh yeah,
of all
and he's one of, if not the best rebounders of all time. And then they have Steve Kerr, who was the Ray Allen of that era. I mean, he was banging threes before anybody else. It's just silly how people give Jordan so much credit for those rings, and they always bring up that one game where he scored 45 and the next guy scored like 17, and that was the next highest on his team. It's like, okay, LeBron has games like that too. Everybody has games like that where they're going to score a lot of points and their teammates don't. Like, okay, cool,
I have my 3 if you want to hear it.
go ahead.
Number 2, I'm going Shaq.
I knew you were going to say Shaq. I
I'm
knew
just
it.
a big Shaq guy.
People
Just-
do not give Shaq enough credit.
I
just
just-
because Shaq is a big man, they don't give big men enough credit for being how good that they
He
are.
was dominant.
Yeah,
Shaq
exactly.
was dominant.
Shaq could go into literally any era, and he would put people on posters.
Oh yeah.
Any era, just because of the physical force. The centers are, if you're a good center, you can play in any era. It's not like a point guard where you can't put
Yeah.
a point guard in any era.
No, that makes sense.
Like, do you think Hakeem and Wilt and
I think Wilt would still be a extremely dominant center. I think
Kareem?
Hakeem would still be a extremely dominant center.
was Kareem even a center?
Yeah.
He was.
Kareem was like 7'1",
I wasn't sure if he
7'3".
played power forward or center.
But yeah, those guys are all incredible big men who can dominate in any era, just because they have those signature moves.
Right. Kevin,
Kevin, who's your top 3?
you're a big basketball guy, so.
First of all, Jordan isn't even in the top 3.
Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot.
That's bold. That's a
I
bold
like it a
statement.
lot.
I wasn't gonna say it, but honestly, I was thinking it.
So I have LeBron number 1.
Also, I hate people that won't even entertain the thought of LeBron being the GOAT. I hate people that won't even
People that would
entertain the
just
thought.
say he is, but won't argue
You should
it.
at least listen, you know? Like, I used to think Jordan was the GOAT, and then you know, I looked at the facts. So,
We got LeBron at the 1. Then we got Wilt Chamberlain number 2.
wow, Will Chamberlain number 2.
One of the best scorer, if not the best scorer of all time. Then Bill Russell number 3. Just
Do we really even know if Will actually scored 100? I mean,
Sorry, I was gonna burp. He did, in fact, yeah.
watch
Just
it?
because there's I know somewhere they have like because they were broadcasting the game on the radio, and so they have that recording. But
could you imagine there's just people sitting there like nothing's not accurate at all? Like in Kareem's and Wilt's 100,
I know,
and he's
they
like
just
got like
got-
24.
They just got bored and they were just like, sure, we'll let him score 100
What?
this game.
Scored 100 points.
Yeah, he has the NBA record for most points scored in the game.
Second is still Kobe, right? 81.
81. Do you think there's anybody in the NBA who could beat Kobe for that 81?
If Giannis ever gets a shot, I think he has a legit chance.
I think if Steph was like playing against like some bum team like the Hornets, dude, and Steph just decided like, sure, I'm just gonna pull this game, you know, and he got really hot, I think he could do it.
He's had like 50, 60, 70s, right?
Kobe?
No,
Steph.
no.
Steph's had 50.
Number 70.
Really? I thought he was like up there.
The
I
last
know
player to score
Kobe's
70
last game he
was
got
Debo.
60. Was it 61?
60.
60?
60 or 61,
Yeah.
something like that. That was an epic last game.
Yeah, that was. He was.
Almost as epic as Dwayne Wade's last game, where he had a triple double, and he got a standing ovation in the away arena.
Where's D Wade on your top list? Is he top 20?
You know, I've never actually said this out loud, but I rank D Wade above Jordan. For me,
I can get with that.
I think
Makes
think
sense.
Shaq said this. He said, "No guard has ever carried me, but D Wade carried me in
Yikes.
06."
he said that.
He said that.
Yeah.
Wow, but that's true. Like if you know anything about the 06 season, Dwayne Wade put that whole team on his shoulders as what was that, the second or third year in the league? No,
His
wait, that was
third.
his third year in
He
the
was
league.
drafted in
and
03.
he carried them to a ring. That's how good he was. And then so D Wade was
Also great defensively.
exactly. He has the most blocks for any guard ever. And like even in his last years, like when I saw D Wade play in his last season, he got like 2 blocks that game as a 37-year-old.
Yeah,
And but anyways,
he could still run point. For
I
plenty of
would
teams.
love to see D Wade in the big 3. Just see him cook. But that's not the point. So D Wade, what I really love about him is he's so humble. He was able to say, okay, I'm scoring 30 points a game. I'm in my prime right now. I'm going to team up with LeBron, sacrifice all my stats, sacrifice my status, and a lot of my respect, for to win. D Wade's a winner.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just love D Wade. He's
he's
all
a
right.
good leader too.
yeah,
He could be on that
yeah.
list of leaders.
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Very
We could do
well
a whole
good.
top 10 list of just leaders.
I think that would be a really neat list.
Yeah. You could do top 10 players and then top 10 leaders. It's going to be a totally different list.
I think rugby is a sport you guys would really like because,
Yeah.
and I'm just thinking about
I've
that
watched a
because-
few rugby
Yeah,
matches.
I've
because
tried.
there was this rugby guy
It's hard to follow.
in that leader book I was talking about, and he played for the Australian All Blacks team, and I know it's kind of an interesting name, but
Yeah.
but he was playing against the French team one time, and the French back then were known for being a dirty team, and he got kicked in the boy parts by their cleats, and it ripped it open. It ripped his scrotum.
Yeah, rugby
open.
players are tough
And
guys.
He played the entire rest of the game with
Yeah.
it ripped
Did
open.
he even come out?
Nope.
If you had to fix that.
Nope. He didn't even notice until the end of the game. He was changing and he was like, "Wow, my groin's really bloody and there's like flesh everywhere." And then he looked down and one of them was hanging out.
That's
Ugh.
foul. That's
yeah.
foul.
And he was like, "Oh," and then they stitched it up.
Mm.
Like no, like they
Yeah,
just
rugby
stitched
players
it up.
are some tough guys.
It's incredible. I
There's a guy that
couldn't-
lives down the street from me. He actually lives across town, but
couldn't imagine.
my dad's friends with him, and he used to play rugby in college. And that guy is built like a cartoon.
Rugby
it's like
players, like,
crazy.
Popeye.
Rugby is like a different sport because they don't use pads or any shit like
No.
that.
Yeah.
Like, they don't.
It's
They don't
also
mess
hard
around.
to follow when they go up and lift.
Yeah, it's got weird rules.
But
Yeah, with the goofy passing.
Mm.
I just want to bring back because I just thought of this back to Super Bowl 51 really quick. I watched it. Yeah, I love watching that game.
I love
just
watching
it.
repeat Super Bowls.
I watched it,
So fun.
and I know that I've watched that game probably 100 times. I know the outcome every time. I still get butterflies watching that come back.
Mm.
Like I get nervous. I'm like, I get nervous, and I
You forget the individual. You remember the comeback, but you forget the individual plays. So
Julio
like
Jones
they
made
have
some
it.
fantastic catches that game.
Yeah.
Some fantastic catches that game, but our defense just Dante Hightower.
Yeah, but when you go back and rewatch games, you're like, all right, they're gonna get a touchdown, but how do they get it? You're like, there's an incompletion. You're like, all right, it's third down. What the heck's gonna happen?
Dante Hightower is so underrated in Super Bowls. How many
Mm.
game-winning plays does he have in Super Bowls? I can't even count.
Yeah, it's like, there's something that clicks in him when he just turns it on in the playoffs.
Got the clutch gene.
Yeah.
I would love to have a list of top most clutch athletes of all time.
Maybe we should release a
LeBron.
list for
We
everything.
should have top 10 leaders, top 10 clutch athletes.
Oh,
Um,
that's enough. Like
10
we were
players.
thinking one day a week we could do a non-sports episode. One day a week we could do a top 10.
That'd be fun.
Mm.
I'm down
We
for
each
that.
make a top 10 and then we each go over it during our time.
Nice idea, Chris. I like that.
And then if people like the like no sports, we can maybe do like 2
Yeah.
or
I think we can make that work.
once we get an audience, we
But
can.
obviously, if there's breaking
our
news, we'll
things.
have to cover it.
Of
you know?
course.
Oh yeah.
And when the Patriots win the Super Bowl this year, we'll have a whole episode about that.
Yeah.
Of course.
We'll have a whole week about that.
Oh yeah. Every episode will just be like,
We'll have a day about the first quarter, a day
That's
about
what I
the
was
second
gonna
quarter, a
say.
day about the third quarter.
and then one about the halftime show. How much we hated it.
Oh my
'cause the
gosh,
halftime show
they're
hasn't
just-
been
Have they
they're
good
getting
announced who's
for,
so
going to
much
be this year?
worse.
halftime shows haven't been good for like 10 years. What were you saying,
Yeah.
Chris?
Have they announced who's going to be this year?
Doesn't matter. It's gonna be terrible.
I thought they already did.
I thought it was
Did
like
they?
no, Travis Scott was last year.
And Maroon 5. Oh boy, loved Maroon 5 last year. They're a band I really enjoy. Who's someone you would actually want to see perform?
I
at a halftime
have
show?
watched. I think Michael Jordan. Michael Jackson did 3 halftime shows,
Mhm.
and 2 of them were really, really good.
But who's someone you would want to see now perform the Super
I
Bowl?
want to see Tupac come back from Cuba and give me a nice halftime show.
Imagine how hype that would be,
That'd
dude.
be sick. My golf coach gave me a hot take. He said Tupac's in, I think it was Morocco. He said, just came out of nowhere. But
How old would Tupac be if he was still alive?
Be in his 40s or 50s.
Oh, really? I thought
Yeah,
it was
he'd
like
be
way
in-
older than
no,
that.
He'd be a
he was
normal
like, he was
age.
like 25 when he was killed. Around
when he was air quotes
27.
killed.
Yeah, killed.
So
Him and
I'm not
Biggie
familiar with that
chilling in
story.
Morocco.
What's the deal with the Tupac?
Well, because in Nevada where he allegedly died.
What are you not familiar with?
Well, like how is he still alive?
Well, in Nevada where he allegedly died, it's legal to fake your death, and people think I don't know why they think he did it. I think it was either because things were actually getting dangerous for Tupac and his family, or because he didn't like the fame or something like that.
I mean, the West Coast East Coast beef was
It was
at
booming
its,
back then.
is at its peak back then.
Yeah, and
And conspiracy, there's conspiracies for everything, Josh. So that's
Yeah.
just
So
not
is
one.
his wife and his family still around?
did he ever?
I don't. He had a girlfriend. I know he was with his girlfriend before he got shot. He was in her hotel room. Then he like went down. Got
But
into
like, what's his family doing? If he did it to protect his family, are they still?
I would
swabs.
assume so.
They still hanging out?
Because why are they going to kill the guy's family when he's already dead?
Yeah.
So yeah, and then people will allegedly say they saw Tupac in Cuba, or they saw him somewhere in South America,
Just like
or
Elvis.
something like that. Yeah.
Elvis is the same thing.
But is there hard evidence of how he was killed?
No.
Like, was he shot or
he was
something?
shot.
Well,
Shot.
well, they're
it-
people say like the autopsy photos. It looks like he's just wearing makeup, and because they were like in one of his music videos, he was wearing makeup. He one of his music videos, he looked like a dead body, and because he got shot in the music video, so he had like dead body makeup
Mhm.
on. And they say this looks just like the makeup from that video. This has got to be fake. And they say in his songs he like references his own death, and he does.
He does.
But I think a lot of rappers talk about how they're gonna die,
Mm.
like how they're gonna get killed.
yeah, he was with Suge Knight. 'Cause he was part of Death Row. He was in Suge Knight's car, and then he was shot. And then I guess there's a big conspiracy about Suge Knight too, because he didn't like take him to. He didn't do anything right away with Tupac after he was shot or something like that. Like he didn't like take him to the hospital right away or something. I don't know. It's crazy stuff.
Very crazy stuff.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
he fought someone in a casino that did something to his girlfriend or his girl, I think, and then that guy got pissed, and then he called people at is it Big Boy? It was Biggie's.
Biggie,
It's his big.
Biggie Smalls. I don't know if it was him. But
What? No, what's his label?
oh,
but his
Notorious
people.
B.I.G.
No, what's his label? What was he with? Oh no, he was Bad Boy, right?
But like, if someone calls you and says, "Yeah, we're gonna kill Tupac," like, how do you get on board with
Yeah,
that?
no, this guy was like part of Bad Boy or something, and then he's like, all right, or no, he's part of Bloods and Crips, something like that, and he was the other one of Tupac, and he's like, all right,
But like, who's just gonna kill Tupac? Like, that's just a dick move.
Well,
so you don't really care if you're in a
yeah,
gang, bro.
if you're getting that much
That-
money, I'm sure he was paid for it.
That's true.
Like, think about the guy who
Bloods and
shot David
Crips, bro?
Ortiz down in
That was in his home country. That was
Yeah.
that was
That's
way more
Like,
That's
can you
messed
imagine
up.
getting a call from your gang leader saying, "Hey, you got to go shoot Big Poppy in a bar"? Like, I'd be like, no.
I know.
you're
like
not gonna tell you.
that's
not gonna
that's
tell
a
your gang
yeah.
leader,
for
no.
that entire gang. That's a death sentence because they love David Ortiz.
Oh, down there, he's like, he's like God. Yeah,
He's-
it's crazy.
We're gonna have to wrap it up for this one. A lot of across the board topics today.
A lot
I
of good
feel
topics.
a lot
I
of
think
good
we have a lot of good
topics.
topics.
Yeah, not just sports. A good mix of everything. So
Mhm.
go ahead and end it, James.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Once again, I'm James.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Josh.
Kevin is also here. Kevin, you want to say hi?
Hi.
And toodles.